just showed off my mic to the 5th graders, but I'm going to show it off to you. Look at that. Yeah, I'm super invested in this project that you guys have been asking me to do for years. I got a microphone. Now you won't hear the echo of the classroom. Kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to leave the top part of the lesson 3.7, rational numbers in the coordinate plane, up to you to read. What I will tell you is that it's kind of like our multiplication mosaics, where we have to go left, right first, and then up and down, okay? So again, remember when we do the multiplication stuff where it says like 3 times blank equals this, and you have to fill them in, and then you find what box it is and color in the box that we'll do on Fridays and stuff. That's what I'm talking about. And then you have the little picture that a lot of you guys don't even turn in because you think that it doesn't go to your grade or doesn't affect you. Joke's on you when missing work lists come out. But it's the same thing. We always graph left to right first and then up and down. All right, kiddos, let's get to it. It says, unlock the problem. A screen in a video game shows a coordinate plane. The points P, Q, R, and S represent treasure chests. Write the ordered pair for each treasure chest location. All right, you guys get 2 colors of markers today. Super special 6th grade. So I wrote this up here so we could remember. The first number is always going to be what we call graphing on the X line, which I wrote up here is left and right. And Y is going to be the up and down. So whenever we look at numbers, for example, ugh, that was a gross sound. Sorry. I'll start with a really easy number, okay? If I was going to say, all right, graph this point, and it was like 1, 0, okay? That means I'm gonna go +1, left, right. So remember, these are our positive numbers, and these are our negative numbers. So +1 on this side, and 0 up and down. So I'm gonna stay there, right there. If I were to do another number, like, I don't know, 2, 4, like that, I would go, okay, on the positive side, 1, 2, and then up, because it's positive, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is where my dot would be. Okay, let's do 2 negative numbers just for kicks and giggles. If I wanted -1 and -3, okay, remember negatives are on this side of the line. So we're going to do -1 and then -3 is on the bottom. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and that's where it would be. I need to get like graph paper that's like magnetic that we can stick on the board, because then we would have the boxes and it would be easier to see where Miss Chacón was graphing things. Problem says find the coordinates of each point. To find the coordinates of point P, start at the origin. So the origin is always 0, 0, which is right here, smack dab in the middle. So it's true, I always tell you guys to start right there, and then we can decide to go left, right, and then up and down. For the point P, we have to go 1, 2, and then go up 1, 2, 3. So for this one, because we had to go the negative way 2, we're going to do -2 because we went to the left 2, and then because we went up, that's the positive numbers, we went up 3 spaces, so that's +3. The next number that they have for you is Q. So for Q, they had to go 1, 2, 3, so that's -3. And then they went down 1, 2, 3. So that's -3. For point R, they went positive over here on the right side, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 for X. And then they went up 1, 2, 3. And then the last one is S, okay? For S, they didn't go anywhere left and right, because they stayed right on the Y line. So we're gonna do 0, and then they went down 1, 2. So it's -2. It's almost like graphing on 2 number lines at the same time, because we've learned how to graph on number lines going left to right, and we've learned how to graph numbers on number lines going up and down. So it's pretty much like thinking about combining 2 different number lines, and then that's kind of where you find your point, if that's helpful at all. I don't know. That's the easiest way that I could find to explain it. Or like your multiplication mosaic, which you do quite often. Go ahead and cross out 1 and 2. Okay, so I know that we're graphing fractions, but honestly, the way that they do it, and again, I don't have my graph paper, but they have like 1 over here, 2, 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2, negative 1, negative 2. And then they have our little boxes in between. So they were nice to us. Take advantage of the niceness. All right, I'm switching sides so you can see better. I did hear a reference for you in case you forgot, which I really hope that you didn't. But in case you forgot, 0.25 is the same thing as 1/4, 0.5 or 0.50 is the same thing as half, and 0.75 is the same thing as 3/4. That's going to help us with example. So let's start with example A. All right, A tells us to graph 2, negative half. So we're going to start over here on our origin, the 0.00. We're going to go all the way to the 2, and then negative half is going to be that little half notch right here. Not quite to 1, but right here, that little box. So this is going to be point A. What I should have done is had all of them in different colors to begin with, but we're going to move on. So point B tells us negative 0.5, which is the same thing as 0.5, which is the same thing as half, comma 0. So we're going to go start right here at 0, 0. We're going to go negative half, which is right here, and then 0 up and down. So we're not moving up and down. So our point right here is B. All right, guys. Our last point is C, which is 2.5, 3/4. So again, start right here. We're going positive direction, so 2.5. So we go one tiny little notch over, and then 3/4. So remember, 3/4 is more than half, but not quite the whole. So we're gonna go very, very, very close to the 1, find it, and that's where we're gonna put our point. Not quite on the 1 itself, and not quite on the half, but kind of somewhere in between, closer to the 1. And D. My numbers ran into themselves, but we're just gonna roll with it. D says negative 1.25, which is the same thing as 1/4, and then negative 1.75, which is the same thing as 3/4. We're gonna start right here at 0, 0. We're gonna find negative 1, and 1/4 is not quite half, so we're gonna do it right here. Ooh. Sorry, I messed up. We're gonna do it right here, and then we're gonna go negative 1 and 0.75. So we're past the half, close to the 2. So it's right about there. And that's your point D. And now I have green marker on my finger. Again. As always, one of the awesome things that I really actually like about the YouTube video is that you guys can rewatch this as many times as you need to. So that way you can really, really, really understand the lesson. Even though you might not want to, it's not like sitting in class where you have to hear me all over again. You can just play back the part that you need to play back and then watch it as many times as you need to, so that way you can really understand. So what we're not going to do, we're not going to do 32. We're also not going to do 35 and 36 and 37. So again, we are not doing 32, 35, 36, and 37. If you guys need graph paper, I can find an online resource where we can get you some graph paper, and that way you can do your graphs there. Panda, 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 Panda Family Productions. Okay, for my parents, para mis padres, how I explained it for the kids was that it's almost like graphing on 2 number lines. Como les expliqué a los niños, es como poner un punto en 2 líneas de número. For the point B, para el punto B, we're going to start in the middle, comenzar en el medio. We're going to go negative half. Vamos a ir negativo en el medio, and then not go anywhere up and down. Y luego no vamos a ir a ningún lado arriba para abajo, porque es un 0, because it's a 0. Because it's a positive number, porque es un número positivo, we're going to go to the right. Vamos a ir a la derecha. We're going to go 2.5, 2.5, and then up 3/4. Y luego arriba 3/4. The one thing about this that the kids do get confused on is that sometimes they get confused with it's not half or it's not 1, and they have to graph somewhere in the middle. Algunas veces los niños se confunden cuando no es mitad y no es el 1, cuando es como 3/4 o 1/4. Como el punto que está flotando les confunde mucho. Entonces, por favor, asegúrense que están haciendo eso correcto. Please make sure that they're doing this right. We're going to start in the middle. We're going to go negative 1 and 1/4. So it's right here in between, and then -1 and 7/5 or 3/4. Vamos a ir -1 y 1/4, y luego -1 y 3/4, que sería pasado del medio, which is past the half, closer to the 2, más cerca al 2, and that's where that one is. I'm going to put a link in the description in case you want to see another lesson from Khan Academy. Voy a poner un link abajo en la descripción por si acaso ustedes quieren ver otro video en Khan Academy para que repasen los niños. As always, parents, I am available to you guys via text, via email, via carrier pigeon if you need to, whatever. I am here to help you guys. So if there was something in this lesson that was confusing or didn't make sense, or if your child is stuck and you don't know how to help them, I'm always here. Como siempre, yo estoy disponible para ustedes con algunas preguntas o dudas que tengan de la lección si no entendieron algo. Yo siempre estoy aquí para ayudar. I am going to say that since we are in weird circumstances with the quarantine, I'm not going to be doing homework lessons for them. What I am going to do is I'm going to have you guys take a picture of their lesson, and you can, again, either text it or email it to me. Once I grade it, if I see that your child got below a B or a C and I see that they're not understanding the lesson, then I'll shoot you a text and let you know we're going to do the homework on this one because they didn't understand and I need them to practice more. And we can set up a time to tutor or to reteach so that way they can really understand. Sí les voy a mencionar que como estas son circunstancias bien raras, no voy a estar asignando la tarea. Si yo veo cuando yo califico la lección que los niños están batallando con el concepto de matemáticas para ese día, entonces les voy a mandar un mensaje para que podamos hacer una videoconferencia o una llamada para que yo le explique de nuevo a los niños y pueden hacer la tarea entonces, pero yo comunico con ustedes. Por ahora, solo toman fotos de las lecciones que están haciendo los niños y luego me los pueden textear o mandar por correo electrónico. Thanks for watching. Gracias por ver el video.